Hey Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA. Lineup for yesterday by Ogden Ash. A is for Alex, the great Alexander. More goose eggs he pitched than a popular gander. B is for Bresnahan, back of the plate. The Cubs were his love and McGraw his hate. C is for Cobb, who grew spikes, not corn, and made all the basemen wish they weren't born. D is for Dean, the grammatical diz. When they asked who's the tops, said correctly I is. E is for Evers, his jaw in advance, never afraid to tinker with chance. F is for Fordham, and Frankie and Fish. I wish he were back with the Giants, I wish. G is for Gehrig, the pride of the stadium. His record pure gold, his courage pure radium. H is for Hornsby. When pitching to Raj, the pitcher would pitch, then the pitcher would dodge. I is for me, not a hard-hitting man, but an outstanding all-time, incurable fan. J is for Johnson, the big train in his prime, was so fast he could throw 3 strikes at a time. K is for Keeler, as fresh as green paint, the fastest and mostest to hit where they ain't. L is for LaHoy, whom Clevelanders love, Napoleon himself with glue in his glove. M is for Matty, who carried a charm in the form of an extra brain in his arm. N is for Newsom, Bobo's favorite Ken. You ask how he's here, he talked himself in. O is for Ott, of the restless right foot. When he leaned on the pellet stay put. P is for Plank, the arm of the A's. When he tangled with Matty, games lasted for days. Q is for Don Quixote, Cornelius Mack. Neither Yankees nor years can halt his attack. R is for Ruth, to tell you the truth. There's no more to be said, just R is for Ruth. S is for Speaker, swift center field tender. When the ball saw him coming, it yelled I surrender. T is for Terry, the giant from Memphis, whose 400 average you can't overemphasize. U would be Ubel if Carl wore a Cockney, but we say Hubble in baseball like football in Rockney. V is for Vance, the Dodgers' very own Dazzy. None of his rivals could throw as fast as he. W, Wagner, the bow-legged beauty, short, close to all traffic with Honus on duty. X is the first of 2 X's in Fox, who was right behind Ruth with his powerful socks. Y is for Young, the magnificent sigh. People battled against him, but I never knew why. Z is for Zenith, the summit of fame. These men are up there. These men are the game. Lineup for yesterday, Ogden Ash, January 1949, Sport Magazine. Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Howdy hi, and how the hell are you? And a happy spring training to you, girls and boys, here on the BCR. As we're set to bring you this game and get you ready for the boys of summer. Opening day is quickly approaching, and there's still a lot of questions to be answered out on the diamond. So kick back and relax. Grab you a cold one, as we're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play, the classic call of radio baseball. we'll hit the lineups as the game moves on. Wherever you are, we'll take you out to the warm sunshine and the beautiful blue skies of spring training baseball. Make sure to hit that subscribe and set the alerts, as we've got a full docket of spring baseball coming your way leading up to opening day. So with the spring in our step, the wind at our back, and the sun high in the sky, let's put it all aside and head out to the old ballpark. Hola, amigos! How's everybody doing out there in Braves country? Got a lot to get into today. We'll talk about it as the game goes on. But the main thing is, Chris Sale got extended, and that's not nothing. Chris Sale, if you missed our post, signed a extension through essentially 2028 if the Braves want him that long. So he signed a 1-year deal for next year. He was set to be a free agent. So he'll be with the Braves through the end of 2027 for $27 million. And then in 28, if they pick up the option, it'll be for $30 million. And that came on the heels of another big news. Atlanta Braves have announced that they are creating what is called Braves Vision. It's not a whole lot different, although they're going to sell it to you as, but it's not a whole lot different than what the Braves had before with Valley Sports and getting the ball games you can get on MLB TV still. None of that really changes. The biggest difference for Braves fans, if you're looking at big picture, why do we care? Why are we happy about this? It's because now the revenue goes straight to the Braves, and it's not being cut off at the knees with a really bad deal that was actually set to go all the way through the 2027 season. Well, we're free of that now, free and clear. Speaking of free and clear, beautiful blue skies here in Cool Today Park in Northport, Florida, just outside Venice, for those of y'all trying to figure out where that is. And it's Braves and Tigers, and on top of that, it's Raylo Day. We'll see Ronaldo Lopez for the first time. But so what that means for Braves Vision, if you live in the Braves market and you've been blacked out all these years, you can't get MLB TV, but you also didn't want to add a different thing to your to what you had going on for your already cable package, it's still going to be an extra charge. Like for people who think that all of a sudden we're going to go back to 40 years ago in the days of TBS, you wrong. And I told you this was going to happen. I'm just glad it finally got cemented. But what it means is that you'll be able to buy the Braves Vision package on MLB TV. And they haven't announced a number. My guess is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $20 to $25 a month, right? So it'll break down to, depending on how long you have it, it'll break down to close to what the MLB package is right now, which is $150 a year. But the difference being, if you want the Braves Vision through the whole year, then you'll have to pay for the down months. What they're going to have available in the down months, they haven't announced. And they haven't announced a lot of the things, but the new stuff that has come out, I just went over. They have not announced the actual number that you're going to pay. But we do know, just by logistics, that it's somewhere around the number I just gave you, somewhere between 20 and 25, I would think. I don't think they're going to gouge you for $30 a month like ESPN has, because they're just covering one team. They're not trying to bring you a ton of different college football, etc. But I also don't think it's going to be like $10. Like if people think it's going to be that, you're insane in today's market. So if you're in the Braves country area, you'll be able to get it. And it doesn't really change anything for us either. We're still going to be doing the games, and you can mute the sound and follow along with us, or you just want to come in and chat. I get that too if you prefer their call. Some people do. We started doing this because I couldn't stand their call. But that's neither here nor there. All right, so we're just about set. And yes, sir, it is baseball time in Braves country. The first pitch on the way to Parker Meadows is right there down below the knees. Called for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. The 1-0 pitch, swing, slice, foul, 1-1. Braves are wearing their dark blue spring training uniforms with the red Atlanta across the chest, white piping, white pants. And the spring training red ball cap, if you haven't seen that yet, it's got like a sun on it. As soon as I get the other one up, we are going to get the screen working for you. As the 1-1 misses, ball 2-2. So 2-1 kind of think it is kicking in, so give me 1 second, we'll transfer over. The 2-1, swing, chopper, back up the middle. Ozzy's got it, flips it to Olsen. Nice play, 4-3, and one away. There we go. One down. We'll get that off the screen. There you go. We'll get the message off the screen. First pitch on the way to McGonigal, batting second for the Tigers. Shortstop, batting .333 in the spring. Pitch outside for a strike. Just clips the outer edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1 kicks and fires. 91-mile-an-hour fastball high and wide. For folks who may get bogged down into the velocity and whatnot, don't expect Raylo to be blowing out for the next 2 to 3 innings. They're just trying to get them loose. As that pitch misses off the plate to him. They did say that earlier in spring training off the mound, he was hitting in the closer to the mid-90s, but I expect in the low 90s today. That pitch, curveball, misses 3 of them. So a 3-1 count. We'll talk more and more about what we just brought up with Chris Sale getting extended and the new Braves vision and what that means is a 3-1 pitch swing. Slice towards left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. And the Detroit Tigers have 1 on and 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Good piece of hitting there by McConicle. It was a pitch on the outside part of the plate, and he just went with it. One on, 1 out. Wenzel Perez, righty-lefty matchup, stands in. First pitch on the way from Raylo. Drops outside with the slide. It's 1-0. 1-0. We've got Braves action for you today, tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, all starting at 12:45. 1-0 flips it over to first. Runner back in time. Left to right across the infield for the Atlanta Braves today. We've got our starting lineup minus Baldwin. It's Riley, Dubon, Ozzy, and Olsen. Jonah Heim is behind the plate as the 1-0 pitch. Drops in, nasty curveball, smacks the black. It's 1-1. Left to right across the outfield. Expect this to be the starting lineup on opening day. Yaz, Michael Harris II, and Ronald Acuna Jr. in right. And your designated hitters, Jurickson and Profar. The 1-1 pitch, swing, chops it down the first base line and goes again. As far as the Tigers are concerned, top to bottom, going 1 through 9, it's Meadows in center, followed by McConicle, who's standing at first base with that single. Perez is at the plate playing right. And batting cleanup, standing on deck, is Jones, the designated hitter. McKinstry's batting 5th and at 2nd. Clark in left field, batting 6th. Lee at 3rd. Is the 1-2 pitch. Outside wide. 2-2. Lee is at third and batting 7th, and Young is 8th in the order and at first base. Nito is behind the plate. We'll go over the Braves lineup when they come to the plate in the next inning. The 2-2 pitch, swing, lifted high, fairly deep but not deep enough. Camping underneath it is Michael the Hawk Harris. 2 down. Good to see you in the chat. We got the 8-7 and Iron Lung. Tree Nug. Not too far away from 420, Tree Nug. James Fisher King. Richard Talley. There's B.A. Baracus. Anthony Brown, Downtown Brown is the first pitch on the way. Ball is in the dirt. The runner goes, and that's going to be a stolen base for the Tigers. So good base running to get it going here for the Tigers. They got a runner in scoring position and an 0-1 count. They did call that a strike. So an 0-1 count. The pitch on the way. Swing, chops it off his instep. It's 0-2. Saw Anthony Downtown Brown. Everybody loves Raymond Lovelace or Lovelace. I never really know how he pronounces it, but I'm going with Lovelace. Karen Taylor. Justin Green Machine. Bugs. What else we got? Ocean View. Gadget. Is the 0-2 pitch caught? Looking strike 3. Smacks the black, and that'll end the inning. We'll be back in a flash. The Braves will grab the sticks when we return. 0-0 your score down in the Grapefruit League. Oh, what a time to be alive.
You know, they say, like, money doesn't buy happiness. First of all, that person had money. Secondly, like, I don't know who they are. But I do know that I'd like to form my own opinion on the subject.
I need people to understand that if I text you H-E-H-E, it's not it's it is not it's they're 2 completely different vibes.
You know what I'm talking about? I got a reputation. I used to be a hoe. I ain't no hoe no more. I ain't been no hoe in a long time. A long time. I'm trying to change.
You were a hoe.
Back in the days.
How long haven't you been a hoe for?
For a little minute. For a little minute.
You have any idea how fast you were going?
Funnily enough, I was just talking to my friend about that. Our speedometer's melted, and as a result, it's very hard to say with any degree of accuracy exactly how fast we were going.
78 miles an hour.
78, huh? Well, yeah, I could buy that, sure, I guess. You would know better than us.
Do you feel this vehicle is safe for highway travel?
Yes, I really do. I believe that. I know it's not pretty to look at, but it'll get you where you want to go.
Now, you got no outside mirror.
No, we lost that.
You have no functioning gauges.
No, not a one. However, the radio still works. It's clear as a bell.
Well, I know everyone here is like, how do we date you? Thank you. You can't. And not just because I'm not totally out of the woods with this UTI I have right now, but also, thank you. Oh my God.
The feeling of connection, bat against ball back and forth with your father or your brother. The idea that you can throw a piece of yourself out there into the ether and it comes back to you. This is the promise of everlasting life, that it's not going to end, it's going to come back to you.
Welcome back. 0-0 your score. Ronald Pena Jr. takes the first pitch down and away. Called for a strike. It's 0-1. Good to see you, the real McCoy. 0-0, bottom of the first. Braves and Tigers. The 0-1 pitch. Acuna slices it foul into the seats. It's 0-2. Chris Sale getting extended through the 2027 and 2028 season with the club option in the 28. That news broke this morning, along with the new Braves Vision paid TV option for Braves fans. As he 0-2, check swing, did he go around? Did not, it's 1-2. De Jesus is on the bump, the left-hander. Southpaw digging in. Rips and fires. Up top, misses high. 2-2. Tigers, we already did the Braves jerseys. The Tigers are in their dark blue roads with the orange spring training hats, gray pants. De Jesus with the high dark blue socks. The 2-2 pitch. Swing! Fouls it down the line. We'll do it again. We're just a week away from the World Baseball Classic. We'll be doing that here. All the USA games, and we're going to try to give you as many as the others as we can. As the 2-2 outside wide 3-2. I know we've already signed up for the Dominican Republic and Venezuela in that first round. I think there's a couple of others, but I don't have it in front of me. The payoff pitch. Down and in. Ball 4. So Acuna will head on down to first. 1 on, nobody out. First pitch on the way to Jerkson Profar is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Lefty-righty matchup. Profar batting second today. Acuna obviously was leading off. Olsen batting third. As the 1-0 slices back foul. Profar the designated hitter today. Olsen batting third and at first. Austin Riley's batting cleanup. Playing third. Ozzie Albies batting fifth and playing second. And the Yaz is batting sixth and in left field. He'll be followed by as the 1-1 pops it up. High into right field. Coming in, making the catch is Wenzel Perez, and there's out number 1 here in the first inning. Following the Yaz, it'll be Michael Harris II, Jonah Heim, and Dubon, who's the shortstop today. Braves nothing, Tigers nothing. Appreciate you spending your Tuesday afternoon here in Braves country. The first pitch on the way is up top, misses high to Matt Olson. It's 1-0. Lefty-lefty matchup. Olson 29 home runs last year, 95 RBI. 1-0. Check swing. Called for a strike, 1-1. 1-1 count, runner at first, 1 out. The pitch from De Jesus, swing, slice, foul. We'll do it again. This is pretty close to what you'll see on opening day, not just in the field, but I believe in the batting order. The big question is, where are they putting Profar when Drake Baldwin is in the lineup? As the 1-2 swing, pops it up high into left center field, coming in, fighting the sun, and the ball's going to get loose, and Acuna, well, we lose videos, great TV is going to do, and the ball got loose out of the glove of Clark. He could not secure it, and so there's going to be runners on first and second after the video comes back. We've seen this a lot with great TV. I don't know what's going on with that. That ball hit him in a bad place right in the glove. He was fighting the sun, but I mean, he should have had that. That's a. I'll tell you one thing: if Clark took off one of his 17 chains around his neck, he might have made that catch. That kid's got a Mr. T starter set going on. First pitch on the way is swung on and sliced foul. Austin Riley, the batter, it's 0-1. I mean, that you see a lot of gaffes in spring training. Everyone's working out the rust, but also you got the wind, you got the sun, and it's a lot going on, especially in the Grapefruit League. And Acuna's going to get caught in a rundown. Perez, De Jesus steps off, tosses it over to Lee, and Acuna just basically standing still will get tagged He doesn't want to blow out his knee in spring training. He was thinking about stealing, and someone gave the heads up to DeJesus. So bad base running wipes out what should have been an F7. So Acuna 2 times this week, really bad base running. Riley digs in, the 0-1 outside wide, 1-1. Ozzie Albies on deck. We're not going to get too worked up on stuff like that, but you'd like to see him start cleaning that up. The sloppy play. It's the 1-1 pitch in the dirt get blocked. The game we went to on Sunday, Acuna hit a rocket into the gap in left center field. He thought it was going to leave the park, so he stood and watched it. And when it's all said and done, he ended up with the long single. The 2-1 pitch. Up top for a strike, 2-2. You do wonder, with everybody changing over, if we're going to have discipline on this Braves team with the new regime with Walt Weiss and company. The 2-2 pitch swung on, lifted high and deep, twisting, and the ball is dropped out there in right field. I don't believe it was a fair ball. He kind of disappeared. It's a really tight window over there, but Perez could not secure the ball. Now, whether or not it may have hit the wall, well, I don't think we're going to get a very good look at this. He got up against the wall, and the ball, no, I think he just misjudged it. He overran it a touch. So those are 2 really bad defensive plays by them. So sloppy baseball across the board for both sides. Runner at first, 2 outs. DeJesus brings it. Swing! That ball's belted high and deep. Going back. On the track, another gaff, and the ball's going to bounce over the wall. Once again, Clark could not catch the ball, and we'll have runners on second and third because of the unfortunate grounds rule double. But Austin Riley just inches away from a home run, and Clark misjudges it. I mean, that ball got smacked down by the wind. So the wind is blowing hard in from left into right field at a pretty hard rate. And on a normal day, that ball is easily in the seats. Ozzie Albies, the batter, lefty-righty matchup, takes one down below the knees. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1 count. Manuel DeJesus. .6'3" left-hander out of the Venezuela. Is the pitch on the way, swung on and sliced back foul, out of play, 1-2. He made his major league debut with the Miami Marlins in 2023, only threw 6 innings with an 11.37 ERA. So not a household name, as you tend to see the road teams. Pitch on the way in the dirt. They did give that an error, by the way. It took a while for them to show that, but they did give it an error. And they've only given 1 error. The Olsen fly ball was given a base hit. I mean, they both realistically should be errors. Pitch on the way, swing. That ball is laced down the third base line. That's going to get through. That's going to get down. Rattle around like a pinball. Ozzie Albies has 2 RBIs, and a 2 RBI double makes it 2-0 your Atlanta Braves. Hard shot down the left field line. The ball was smoked down the third base line. early scoring. The runners have bounced out there. The stands kind of pop out kind of like they do in Fenway, and it bounced off that corner, and it took Clark. I mean, Clark can't catch a break. That ball's finding him. Wouldn't have mattered. They would have scored regardless. But it looks like that's going to be it. They're going to come get De Jesus, and we're going to get a pitching change. We'll announce him when we return. Braves 2, Tigers nothing. We'll be back in a flash here on the BCR. Mac McGee
and I, we're on the same team.
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
And we need more players. We need you to help us win the battle against hunger and poverty. You can sponsor
Braves Country Radio.
Teamwork is what
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio
it is all about. And that's why we need you. For just $15 a month,
Don't get greedy. Ask for $2.99.
you can sponsor a child just like
Braves Country Radio.
I've been able to really help,
Braves Country Radio.
and it feels so good. It's so easy. Just reach out now and start sending your love around the world.
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
To join our team, we really can bat 1,000.
Mac McGee.
Who's waiting for help? There's room on our team for you.
Nothing your score, and new pitcher to announce for the Detroit Tigers. De Jesus is out. It's Pedro Garcia, and he has been strictly in the minor leagues his entire career, starting 2022 with a career minor league ERA of 4.2. First pitch on the way is a fastball right there on the outer edge for a strike. It's 0-1. Mike Yastrzemski, the Yaz, is at the plate. The 0-1, down and in 1. Yaz hit a home run in his first at bat at the Atlanta Braves in spring training debut back on Saturday. And went for 2 for 2 in that game with a walk. He had 17 home runs last year and a .233 average. Runner at second, good pitch on the way. Swing, that ball's ripped down the right field line. That's going to be down for a base hit. One run will score. It's 3-0 your Atlanta Braves. Here comes the throw from Perez into the infield, and the Yaz does it again, baby. An RBI double. Let's go, Braves country. Holy Toledo. First pitch on the way to Michael Harris, the second, as Yaz is over at second base. He's outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. 1-0. Outside wide. Looked like a possible sinker missing well out of the zone, too. 2-0 count. Pitch down and in. 3-0. Standing on deck is Jonah Heim. Dubon in the hole. Braves lead it 3-0. The 3-0 pitch up top. Hits the top of the zone, about letter high over the plate. Looked like the fastball. 3-1. They had the radar gun on earlier, but it is off. Maybe that's what was glitching out their camera system. I don't know. Pitch down and in. Ball 4. And Money Michael head on down. Good at bat by Michael Harris. Like to see more of that this year. Remember when he struggled last year, a lot of it was swinging early, swinging out of the zone. Jonah Heim, the free agent from the Texas Rangers. The Heim catcher stands up. First pitch is a bender right there at the knees. It's 0-1. Good to see Pete in here. See if we have any other folks that have jumped in since the last time I looked up. See Karen Taylor back in there. Bugs. Pitch up top for a strike. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. If you missed the news earlier, the Braves have extended Chris Sale through the 2028 season. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That'll end the inning. But not before your Atlanta Braves put 3 on the board. We'll go to the second inning with a triple up on the scoreboard. 3-0. We'll be back.
Listen here, you walking pile of panic attack. You're gonna inhale, exhale your way through this bull if it's the last thing you do. Your thoughts aren't real. Your mind hates you, but you're gonna give it the old and you're gonna be okay.
Did you know that the St. Louis Cardinals didn't get their name from a bird? Before they were the Cardinals, they were the Perfectos. And those Perfectos were decked out in red socks, red trim, and red accents. On that team was one of the greatest pitchers to never win a Cy Young himself. At one of their games, a columnist from the St. Louis Republic named Willie McHale overheard a fan call their uniforms a lovely shade of Cardinal. Sometime after, McHale would begin to refer to the team as the Cardinals, and the fans began to follow suit. 1 year later, they officially changed their name to the Cardinals. Going forward, the birds on the bat would become their emblem, and it has been used ever since. And there you have it. The Cardinals didn't get their name from a bird. It came from a fan who was commenting on the color of their uniform.
Some days you gotta wake up and say, I got a fat ass and a good heart. And that's gotta count for something. Can I get an amen?
I don't trust stairs. They're always up to something.
On October 14th, 1992, the Pittsburgh Pirates were in Atlanta, facing the Braves in the 7th and deciding game of the National League Championship Series. With 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th, Pittsburgh led 2-1, but Atlanta had the bases loaded. A pinch hitter, Francisco Cabrera, who had only 10 at-bats all season, was at the plate.
And now the Braves season hangs in the balance. 2-1. Line drive and a base hit!
With the tying run in, most assumed that the runner on second, Sid Bream, hobbled by 5 knee operations, would be held at third, but the third base coach sent Bream anyway.
Bream to the plate! And he is safe! Safe at the plate! The Braves go to the World Series!
Welcome back. First pitch by Ronaldo Lopez right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Raylo threw 17 pitches in that first inning. Curveball, slapped down the left field line, but foul and out of play. 1-2. Zach McKinstry batting from the left side for the Tigers takes the 0-2 outside wide, 1-2. Drafted by the Dodgers in 2016. Back in the 33rd round, McKinstry made the All-Star team as a utility player for the Tigers. As he pitches down and away in the dirt, 2-2. Played his college ball at Central Michigan. Was born in Toledo, Ohio, so he's basically a homegrown product. The 2-2 misses inside 3-2. Played for the Dodgers sparingly in 2020 halfway through the 22 season. As the payoff pitch is banged down the first base side, fouled near the dugout. We'll do it again. Lifetime .231 batter. Pitch is upstairs, curveball misses, ball 4, so he'll head on down to first. One on, nobody out. That'll bring Max Clark to the plate. Clark digging in. First pitch is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. Pitch, swing, lifted, high into left center field, going back, drifting towards the warning track, making the catch for out number one is Michael Harris II. Had plenty of room, one away. Kinstry will make it back to first base with one out, and Lee will be the batter. Lee batting .250 in the spring. Played for AAA Toledo last year. Batted .243 on that AAA. First pitch is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. High-U Lee. 5'9", 190-pounder. I don't have his hometown, but I do believe that I've read somewhere where he is Korean. They don't have his hometown. They don't have any of his information. That happens a lot with the. As the pitch on the way, runner goes, and they'll have that base stolen with ease. McKinstry is into scoring position for the Detroit Tigers. We got a 1-1 count now. Good to see you, Tim. 1-1. Down and away, ball 2, 2-1. 2-1 count. Lopez comes set, brings it, swing! That ball's rattled back foul. Pitch looked like he was bringing it a little bit, 2-2. So again, they don't have the radar gun up there. They did at the very beginning of the game, but not since. Pitch on the way, caught, looking strike 3. Got him with the slider right there across the kneecaps. 2 down. Good pitch by Raylo. That just froze him. He must have been looking for something else because he could not move a muscle. First pitch on the way to Young is swung on and swatted high into left center field, drifting back, making the running catch is that Gold Glover Mauricio Dubon, and that'll end the inning. Braves 3, Tigers nothing. We'll go to the bottom of the second and grab the sticks here in sunny Northport, Florida.
Okay, listen, I might not be good looking, but let me tell you, my personality is also a show. I literally have nothing going for me.
Hey Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
I told my doctor I could only hear buzzing. He said, don't worry, it's just a bug going round.
If you're just finding my content, I'd like to say, welcome to the freak show, darling.
For the next decade and a half, Atlanta would dominate the National League, returning again and again to the postseason. The once promising Pirates would go in the opposite direction, often finishing at the bottom of the standings. And their supremely talented left fielder, who had almost thrown Bream out, would never again play for Pittsburgh. During the off-season, he would sign the most expensive free agent contract the game had yet seen. he would go on to become one of the greatest and most controversial players in the history of baseball.
No one in baseball ever supported Bobby Bonds. The owner, the general manager, the press, the teammates, nobody in the game stood up for the father. So what Barry learned about baseball was great talent matters, great scholarship about the game matters, but you can't count on anybody in this game to stand up for you because they didn't stand up for my father.
Welcome back. Jesus back out there, flips a pitch out there for a strike. It's 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup, swing and a miss, pumped one right by Dubon, it's 0-2. If you're not familiar with the newer rules for spring training, DeJesus pitched first part of the first inning, and then when he reached, as the 0-2's fouled back, he reached a pitch limit in the mind of the Detroit management. They pulled him, brought Garcia in, and now they're allowed to bring DeJesus back out. That 0-2 pitch is fouled back out of play. It's like a pretty decent crowd for a Monday out there. Thoroughly enjoyed our experience on Sunday, getting down there for the first time in a long time to see Braves spring training game. As the pitch is down and in. It's 1-2. I do believe I'm going to try to do that more often, at least once a year. It's a lot easier for me to make it to the spring training games than the actual games themselves. The pitch on the way to Dubon. That ball is sliced down the first base line, but foul. We can figure out that starting pitching, Pete. I agree. I think the Braves are going to be good this year. And stay healthy is the 1-2. Outside wide, 2-2. We have been hit with the injury plague for the last 2 seasons. And it's already started again in season number 3. Kicks and fires DeJesus, and Dubon makes him work. 2-2. He's at 32 pitches now. Be interesting to see how long they let him go. Top of the order is due up. Ronald Acuna Jr. standing on deck. Pitch on the way. Swing, chops that foul. We'll do it again. Mauricio Dubon from San Pedro, Honduras, was drafted by the Red Sox way back in 2013. Played his high school ball in Sacramento, California. That pitch is fouled on. Man, he is pepper. He may not make it through this at bat. They may have to go get DeJesus because of the pitch count in this at bat. This is going to be the 11th pitch of the at bat. And brings it. Swing! Bangs that foul. We'll do it again. Good Lord. So Dubon, who was drafted by the Red Sox at a Capital Christian High School in Sacramento, California, eventually made it to the majors as the pitch on the way swung on, and that ball is rolled over to third. Long throw, but a good throw by Lee. He'll hit Young right there at the chest, one away. Good hustle by Dubon down there. Finish that thought with Dubon. He made it to the major leagues in 2019. He's been there ever since. For those of y'all who aren't familiar with him, lifetime 257 average and 669 OPS. Ronald Acuna Jr. comes to the plate. First pitch up top, floats a slider. It's 1-0. Acuna walked his first time up. 1-0. Just misses outside. 2-0. He's being listed at 6'205" this year. Ronald Acuna Jr. out of Venezuela. And the pitch on the way. That ball's going to get rolled over to short. Should be an easy 6-3 put out. It is 2 down. With Acuna being announced that he will be the leadoff hitter this year. The Braves lead here versus the Tigers. It's 3-0 here in the bottom of the second. 2 outs. They have not chiseled into granite the rest of the lineup, but today you've got Profar batting second, Olsen third, and Riley fourth. The first pitch is right there at the knees. It's 0-1. On the days where the Drake gets a break, I would think that's probably going to be pretty regular lineup that you would see. As the 0-1 pitch to Profar, that ball's lifted into left field. That has been an adventure all day long, but this time Clark makes the catch. F7 in your scorecard. We'll head to break. Top of the third we go. 3-0 Atlanta over Detroit here in Northport.
Am I boring? Sure. Social skills? None. But I'm loyal if you feed me, and I will never leave you because, well, I need the food.
Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
I think one of my biggest faults is that when I ask somebody what their name is, I forget to listen to what their name is.
On July 15th, 1994, in a game between the Chicago White Sox and the Cleveland Indians, umpires confiscated a bat belonging to the Indian star slugger Albert Bell. They suspected Bell had tampered with it, illegally hollowing it out and filling it with cork to enhance his bat speed. Bell's teammates were worried. They were sure that all of Bell's bats were corked and did not want their best player suspended. Indians pitcher Jason Grimsley had a plan to get his teammate off the hook. Gripping a flashlight with his teeth, he hoisted himself into the crawl space above the clubhouse and inched along on his stomach until he was on top of the umpire's dressing room where Bell's bat had been locked away for safekeeping. Grimsley lowered himself into the room, replaced Bell's bat with an unadulterated one belonging to another player, and then crawled back to the clubhouse. The umpires were furious when they discovered the switch, but there was little they could do about it.
The hero of the piece is probably Jason Grimsley because he's the one acting on behalf of the team. But there's your problem with cheating. Some of it is, in fact, weirdly commendable, if not noble. You know, Gaylord Perry, how many times did he throw a spitball, and how many times did he merely convince you that he threw a spitball? How many of these are not so much cheats as deceptions, artful deceptions?
Well, what do you know? Look who it is. Righty-righty matchup to start the top of the third inning. First pitch on the way, come back into the mound, and Grant Holmes grabs it and flips it to first, and 1 pitch, 1 out. Mr. Grant Holmes back into the fold. Wasn't expecting to see him today. See if we still have his clip out here. I know we have it, I'm just not sure where it is. Normally set that up a little different. If we can find it, we'll play it during the break. Grant Holmes still got that long flow coming out the back of that red hat. First pitch on the way. Right there, peek at the knees to Parker Meadows. Right there, first strike. It's 0-1. 0-1. Outside wide, 1. Oh, yeah, we found it. 1-1 count. Swing and a miss, nasty pitch. 1-2. I think Tim was asking about Marcell Ozuna getting signed to the Pirates. I'm gonna miss him because I enjoyed calling him. I mean, he gave us a lot of great memories. But I wish him well in Pittsburgh as that pitch is fouled off. It's 1-2. And it didn't make sense for the Braves to continue to have him on the roster because mainly they're trying to become a better defensive team and have the ability. The 0-2 swing and a miss, strike three. Blew it right by him. Hard gas on the outer edge. Good night, Irene. 2 away. Good pitch. Remember, Grant Holmes decided not to opt for surgery and instead rest in rehab, and he's back already. McGonigal, the batter, first pitch on the way, is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. McGonigal singled his first time up and stole a base. But the Braves are wanting to be more athletic and also have more options at your DH position. As the pitch misses high. 1-1. So that's why you got that four-headed monster in the outfield, and you can count Eli White as the fifth. But you're going to have Profar, Harris, Acuna, and now the Yaz. As the pitch on the way, swing, chop back behind the plate, stay alive, 1-2. And then on top of it, you got Eli White that can come from the right side of the plate. Don't sleep on Ben Gamble. He's been impressive so far. He's trying to make the team, but I still think they end up keeping Eli White because it gives you so much versatility coming off the bench and with great speed as well. 2-strike pitch, check swing. Did he go around? He did not. That's not something you can challenge on the ABS system. You can only challenge where the ball's located. You cannot challenge your check swing. Time is called. Gonigal stepping out of the box. Still the only, one of the very, very few rules in all of organized sport that is, there's literally no great definition to what is a check swing strike. Pitch on the way, swing chopped over to first. Olsen has it. He's going to flip it to Holmes that's covering the bag, and that'll end the inning.
I play real sports.
How about
I'm
that?
trying to be the best at exercising. I'm Teddy Powers! I'm the man who has the ball, so that is why I am better than everyone in the world.
3-0. We go to the bottom of the third.
Don't ask me for advice. I still think punching in the face is the right answer.
Today is performance review day company-wide. There's been some ups and downs this year, and I think that things could turn favorably to me, favorably for me. I gotta say I'm a little nervous. We'll see how it goes.
Could you please pull up your self-evaluation for your annual performance review?
Yep, so I did fill out my evaluation and sent it over. So this is how I scored myself.
Okay, yeah, you need to pull up the one that Matt and I sent over because clearly there's a major disconnect here. As you can see, this is the criteria that Matt and I used so that we could score.
Did you grade yourself a 9 on a scale from 1 to 5?
Well, yeah, I mean, I highly exceeded the many expectations. Sorry, I'm still hung up on 0 and -1. I honestly thought I was going to get promoted.
Just to be very clear, you exceeded no expectations, and we don't promote people who have been drinking on our company Zooms.
Okay, so I feel like I make one little mistake.
No, actually, the drinking on the work calls happened twice.
Yeah, and you used the company card at the gentleman's club.
But at least I'll still get a bonus this year. Am I going to get a bonus still? Because I feel like...
You're absolutely not getting a bonus.
Okay, well... I feel like a salary increase then, because
we're actually considering decreasing your salary.
Likability score was a 3, so got to take that as a W.
The idea that you can walk into a ballpark, whether it's Fenway Park, Yankee Stadium, or wherever, and sit down and watch a game played by boys who have become men. So you can imagine yourself still playing this game, no matter what age you are. And when you sit there, the door to your past life, which occurred 15 minutes ago at the office, on the bus, in your home, that door closes and you get lost in the technical details, the intricate details of baseball as it's played out. There's always a surprise in baseball. God, I never thought he'd be able to get to that ball. That's part of baseball's magic.
First pitch down and in to Matt Olson, misses for a ball. It's 1-0. DeJesus is back out there on the mound. Lefty-lefty matchup. He's thrown 42 pitches. There's the 1-0 right there on the outer edge. Matt Olson, 6'4", 225-pounder out of Atlanta, Georgia, swings at the 1-1 pitch and lifts it high and deep into center field. F8 your scorecard, one away. He'll make way for Austin Riley coming to the plate. Riley, Memphis, Tennessee lad, 6'2", 225. Drafted by the Braves in 2015, 41st overall pick. First pitch on the way is right there for a ball. It's 1-0. Riley 1 for 1 on the day, though it should have been an error. I don't know how they called that a base hit, but he'll take it. The 1-0 swing and a miss. It's 1-1. 1-1 count. Swing, pops it up, high, into center field, and F8 your scorecard once again, 2 down. Braves will be playing the Pirates tomorrow. We'll have the game right here for you. We'll see Marcell Ozuna. Looking forward to that. Ozzie Albies, lefty-righty, first pitch on the way. Chopped over there to third. This is going to be an easy 1-2-3 inning, 5-3 on the putout. And the Braves go down 1-2-3. We go to the top of the fourth. It's 3-0. Here in the Grapefruit League in sunny Florida.
Y'all want to know who I date, who I go with?
No. He's got to come in with a fastball and gain a fastball hitter. Deep to left. There's Ron Gant's first ever grand slam.
I was talking to one of my friends, and he told me that him and his new girlfriend were trying something new, so they wanted to try bees. So, and he said, "Did you know that you're supposed to pull beads out real slow?" And I was like, "No, I didn't know that." And he was like, "Me neither. I started that girl up like a
I'm 40. I threw my back out plugging in my phone charger the other day. I'm 40. Why are everyone's headlights so bright? I'm 40. If there's no parking, I'm not going. I'm 40. I'm going to calculate my sugar intake relative to hours before bed. I'm 40. Why are there so many people everywhere all the time? I'm 40. I'm cranky, and I'll be the first one to tell you.
2 outs, 2 strikes on Reggie, and you've got to know he's going to get the super sinker. The set, here it comes. The sinker swung on and missed. Reggie is fuming.
Late in his career, Hall of Fame pitcher Gaylord Perry confessed what those who had played against him knew all too well, that he had regularly doctored the ball. Generations of major leaguers, including some of the greatest stars in the game, used some form of amphetamines to increase their focus and energy. But by the late 1980s, some baseball players had found a new way to gain an edge.
Welcome back. Grant Holmes back to the bump, and he'll fire the first pitch in the dirt. It's 1-0. Bang, right there for a strike. It's 1-1. Wenceel Perez, the batter. Number 3 in the order. Jones on deck and McKinstry in the hole. As the 1-1 is slapped back foul, it's 1-2. Grant Holmes, 6 foot, 226-pounder out of Conway, South Carolina. Drafted by the Dodgers in 2014. 1-2. Check swing. I don't know if y'all got a chance to see that. I can't remember if I put it on YouTube because I sometimes I don't have time at work and I can only squeeze one on. to either the YouTube or the Facebook page, and depending on which is open, it's kind of where I go. With the pitch on the way, swing and a miss, strike 3, 1 away. But there's a quote by PCA Pete Crow Armstrong, and he's talking about Cubs fans compared to LA fans. You got to remember, his mom was a movie, I don't know if you call her a star, but she was a well-known actress. And there's always been kind of speculation that if he could get a chance, he's going to go to LA and be a Dodger. And it's the first pitch to Jamal Jones is right there, first strike, it's 0-1. The 0-1, swing, pops it foul, 0-2. So I think it's hard for Dodgers beat writers and whatnot to grasp that someone wouldn't want to play for the Dodgers or whatever. But he said the difference is the Cubs give a bleep. They aren't just baseball fans who go to the game like Dodger fans to take pictures. They're actually paying attention. You got 2 down and away, 1 and 2. That comes off the heels of what Jazz Chisholm said, and I'm pretty sure I shared that on the YouTube. But he said about, they asked him if he would ever, he would like to be a free agent and play for the Dodgers. The 1-2 check swing, did he go around? He did not. 2-2. He is the second baseman now of the New York Yankees. Used to be with the Marlins, and he said that he would rather sign with the Angels than the Dodgers if he's going to go to LA. Is the 2-2 inside? I found that really funny because I was a little surprised that he wouldn't jump at the chance, because remember, this kid was on MLB The Show cover a couple of years ago. Like, he's always seemed like Hollywood would be suited for him. Is the 3-2? Inside, ball 4, and he'll head on down to first. Pitch just missed the track. Runner on first, 1 out. 3-0 your score, top of the 4th, and here's the pitch. Swung on, that ball's going to get banged over short. Dubon, 1 Gold Glove to another. He touches the second base bag, fires it to Olsen, and that'll end the inning. So we'll be back in a flash after an inning-killing, rally-killing double play. 3-0 your score. Braves on top.
Interesting facts about me. I was born on my birthday. I don't tell everybody this, but I'm also naked under my clothes.
Spring training, the precursor to the regular season. Here's the history of spring training. The first baseball team to host spring training outside of their home field was the New York Mutuals when they traveled to New Orleans in 1869. Aside from New Orleans, teams would also train in Washington, D.C., Georgia, and Cape May in New Jersey. Originally, not all teams participated in spring training. One manager argued that players would be more susceptible to injuries and colds when they returned to their colder home climates. The birthplace of spring training baseball could be traced back to Hot Springs, Arkansas, where the first major league teams would visit before the season started. Babe Ruth's first time playing any position other than pitcher occurred in a spring training game on St. Patrick's Day in 1918. The first time the phrase pitchers and catchers report was used was in an article in the Sporting News in 1924. After World War II, both the Brooklyn Dodgers and the New York Yankees trained outside of the United States in the Dominican Republic and Cuba. The Grapefruit League got its name after an aviator named Ruth Law was supposed to drop a baseball 500 feet out of her plane for the Brooklyn Dodgers manager Wilbert Robinson to catch, but instead used a grapefruit because she forgot the ball. Usually the team with the best record in spring training doesn't go on to win the whole thing, but it has happened. Both the 2009 Yankees and the 2018 Boston Red Sox won both the Grapefruit League and the World Series in the same year.
So it wasn't just Canseco, and so one of the reasons that I thought that it was an important subject was it was spreading. It was already spreading by 1988.
The sports writer Tom Boswell tried to raise the issue, but no one paid attention. Soon, other players, including some of Canseco's Oakland teammates, were asking him for advice, following his training program.
We began seeing these enormous bodies like we'd never seen before. And, you know, when you saw some guys take off their shirts, all of a sudden it's like, whoa, what's going on here?
Welcome back. DeJesus back on the bump. Fires the 49th pitch of the afternoon in for a ball to Mike Yastrzemski. It's 1-0. Yastrzemski, who was born in Maryland. He's the grandson of the great Carl Yastrzemski, the Yaz. Played his college ball in Vanderbilt. Actually married his college sweetheart. It's the 1-1 chop foul. 22. His dad, Carl Michael Yastrzemski, he also went by Mike, was a third-round pick by the Braves in 1984 and played in the Braves minor league system for 5 years from 84 to 88. The 1-2 pops it up and drifting in, making the catch. F3 in your scorecard. One away. That's probably why Yastrzemski grew up a Braves fan. He's talked about how he slept with the Bobby Cox signed baseball glove under his pillow as a child, and his favorite players were Chipper Jones. I'm forgetting the other one, but it's a well-known guy. I don't want to misspeak, but it was someone that played in that era. I feel like it was a pitcher. It was the lefty-lefty matchup right there for Harris. Takes 4 strikeouts on 1, the 0-1. Inside 1-0. I want to say Maddox, but that might just be the default in my mind. There's someone following the Braves in the 90s would pull for. But I do know Chipper Jones was one of his favorites. 1-1 inside, 2-1. 2-1 count. So when I first read that, my first thing was, I was like, why is he not a Red Sox fan? Like, you know, his grandfather's the Yaz, and then I read up and realized that his dad played in the Braves system. I thought it had something to do with TBS, but it makes more sense that his dad was in that system. 3-1 count. Lefty-lefty matchup. Pitch on the way. Swing. Chops it down the first base line foul. Which means if he was in the minor league system, his dad, from 84 to 88, with the Atlanta Braves, at some point, he would have most likely been on the same roster as Brian Snitker, as long as he was in the Braves organization. Their video has froze again. Great TV is not impressive. They have absolutely frozen. I've got it on 3 different devices, and they have not moved. Jonah Heim is the batter, so I'll try to do this with the technology that I do have. But there it goes. It finally kicked back in. We got a full count. I think this is going to be way behind. Full count to Harris. Pitch on the way. Swing, pops it up into foul territory, and the ball's going to be caught out there by Lee. F5 in your scorecard. 2 down. I remember this last year. Great TV is a disaster. Thankfully, they're not doing a ton of games this year. They are doing most of the spring training games, though. So it looks like DeJesus is getting pulled once again, and it'll be Seelinger coming in with 2 outs. So we'll take a really quick break. When we return, Braves and Tigers. Atlanta leads it 3-0. We're at bat. Jonah Heim coming to the plate, and a pitching change here in Northport. Welcome back. Your score. We're here in the let me clean this up because the great TV feed, it may be so far behind that we've actually missed the final part of that inning. So let me see. It skipped, and I'm looking up on the main board, and it's showing that it's already going to the fifth, so let me restart this. They've had issues since the inception of Great TV. Not a lot you can do about it, you just have to deal with it. So we are going to the top of the fifth, so Hine was recorded as an out. Figure out what happened here in a second. First pitch on the way, and Joey Wentz. Wentz you came is into the game. Right there on the outer edge. Just misses for a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. That ball almost got Clark in the face, and he swung at it and lost his balance and ended up on his wallet. I'm telling you, that kid's got at least 9 chains around his neck. I don't know how cemented he is into the role of the Detroit Tigers roster, but I just don't think that's going to help him make the squad. All those goofy chains, and then he's played terrible defense today. The 1-1's in the dirt, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Just misses outside, 3-1. Joey Wentz, the big question will be with him, do we go to a 6-man rotation to start off and then eventually work him into the bullpen as bulk relief, which is what I would think. Or they may just put him straight into bulk relief to start it off. Is that Clark works his way aboard. And a 5-pitch walk from Wentz. Runner at first, 2 outs. And that'll bring Lee to the plate. He's 0 for 1. The strikeout, lefty-righty matchup. Swing, pops it up. Back behind home plate. Foul into the seats. It's a 1-1. Joey Wentz was really an unsung hero. In 2025, the Braves were decimated by injuries on the pitching staff. And he was scooped up off the waiver wire. Pitched really well down the stretch. The 0-1 in the dirt 1. A lot of questions surrounding that bullpen and rotation, especially after the terrible news that Schwellenbach and Waldrop is the 1-1 pitch in the dirt. Bounces in front of Heim. Runner stays put to him. Terrible news that those two will be out till most likely at least July, and that's kind of best case scenario. That came on the heels of Ha-Seong Kim being out to most likely June, and Sean Murphy the same, the 2-1. This is high ball, 3-1. Now the good news we got today was the signing or extension of Chris Sale through the 2028 season if the club option is picked up. And the biggest thing you take away from that is the 3-1 pitch down and in ball 4. So Wentz has walked the first 2 batters he's faced, and that's not how you want to get things going. Heim's going to go out there and chat with them real quick. 2 on, nobody out, top of the 5th. The Braves lead it 3-0. But the biggest thing you take away from that signing, it's not the fact that they re-signed Sale, because we all kind of figured that was going to happen. It's the fact that it came on the heels of them announcing the new streaming option on MLB TV, but it's straight through the Braves, which means they're going to get the majority of the money coming through there. As the first pitch on the way, swings, slaps it towards left field. That is down for a base hit, and that will score a run, and it's 3-1. Atlanta with the lead, but it looked like, yep, they got him. It was a long throw from the left field foul area, and the batter, I don't know why, but Young, he sliced it down the first base line, and runner from second comes home to score. The runner at first goes to third, and Young came into second base. He didn't slide, and the throw beat him by a mile. So he was kind of toe tapping as the first pitch on the way swung on, banged over to first. Olsen fires it home. He got him, baby. Smoke him if you got him. He got him. A perfect throw to Heim. Heim applies the tag. 2 down. Braves still lead it 3-1. It'll be a fielder's choice. Nito will head to first base. But back to Young, when he rounded first base and headed to second to try to stretch that into a double, he made no attempt to slide. So when Ozzie got the ball, it was a good throw, by the way, by Yastrzemski. Good hustle, good throw. Don't want to fall asleep on that part of it. But it was a one-hopper in the glove of Ozzie, and he was just kind of shuffling his feet heading towards second base, the runner Young, and tried to dance around the tag, but he was dead meat. Parker Meadows takes the first pitch for a strike. It's 0-1. Lefty-lefty matchup, the 0-1. In the dirt. Bounces the slider down and in. 1-1 count. Lefty-lefty, Parker Meadows, the leadoff hitter for the Detroit Tigers. Swing and a miss. Pumps a fastball right by him. 1-2. Next Braves Country Radio broadcast, Braves Country Baseball. Is tomorrow against the Pittsburgh Pirates. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Joey Wentz gets out of the mess. Does cough up the 1 run, but 2 good defensive plays keep us with the 3-1 lead. We'll be back in a flash. Bottom of the 5th we go here in Northport.
Out of all my body parts, my eyeballs are the strongest because I roll them like 342 times a day.
You see this? He can't hit, he can't run, and he should have been born a girl. The only way he can catch a ball is if it hits him directly in the mouth. And yet, he shows up week after week just like a cold sore. If he can try, you can try. Now get out there and act like there's something in those jock straps.
Happy day to everyone except people that insist on putting loose change on top of dollar bills in your receipt in your hand. Like, don't do that. Change first.
In the wake of drug scandals that had rocked the game in the 1980s, Commissioner Fay Vincent was more concerned with preventing cocaine and marijuana abuse. And the powerful Major League Baseball Players Association, now led by Donald Fear, was vehemently opposed to any mandatory steroid screening program as a violation of their members' right to privacy. As a result, professional baseball players were free to take whatever they wanted, with no fear of punishment.
The notion that we would willingly surrender to our employer as the price of a job all the protections we insist on from the government is a rather extraordinary notion.
The Players Association did a horrible job in this case. They should have seen this early on and said, wait a minute, how can we expect some of our players to compete at a competitive disadvantage or force them to make the horrible choice of running whatever risks there may be to their health or their reputations or whatever it may be to either use to keep up or don't use and inevitably fall behind? Who is it that we represent? The guilty or the innocent?
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Mauricio Dubon takes first pitch for a strike as we lead off the bottom of the fifth inning. 9-1 and 2 hitters due up. Dubon, Acuna, and Profar. 0-1. Check swing goes around. 1-1 pitch. Right there for a strike, 1 and 2. Yeah, the steroids did hurt the game of baseball, Willis, but it always makes me laugh that for some reason it didn't hurt football, and they were doing it much, much longer for much, much more of a worse degree as the 1-2 check swing, 2 and 2. It just goes to show that nobody cares or respects football records the way they do baseball records. The 2-2 swing, laces it to left field. That's down for a base hit, and it's a leadoff single for your Atlanta Braves. Mauricio Dubon with his first hit of the day. Good piece of hitting there. Just kind of roped it down the line. Righty-righty matchup. They're going to fire a pickoff move over there to Bond as Acuna stands at the plate. Seelinger. That's not a sneaky move. He might have another one. I mean, that one was fully choreographed. You can see that coming a mile away. Pitch on the way to Acuna, swung on and popped up down the first base line. Foul, and it'll just get into the seats as Young gives chase up against the wall. It's 0-1. (0-1) count. Brings it. And their video is zapped out at least a dozen times in this broadcast. We're only in the fifth inning. 3-1 your score. Atlanta leads it. Bottom of the fifth, one on, nobody out, the 1-1. Bang, right there for a strike right down Main Street. It's 1-2. I was looking it up because I was curious with the next couple of days how we were bringing it to you as the 1-2. Fouls it away. Tomorrow we're stuck with Old Gray again, but thankfully Thursday and Friday, Yes and Nesson, as we're going to be playing the Yankees and the Red Sox, we'll have the option to have them both up because, I mean, this has been like this in every spring game we've done so far for Atlanta. The 1-2 swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the nasty, looked like a Bugs Bunny type curveball. 1 away. First pitch is off the plate wide to Jerickson Profar's batting second today. So I was listening to a debate about this on where they will fit Baldwin, and the argument is you could end up putting Baldwin in the 2 spot and move Profar down As the 1-0 pitch, swing, bangs that high and deep. If that ball stays straight, it's gone, but the wind pushed it well right of the foul pole. But I honestly believe this is where you need to have Profar in the lineup. You put Drake either right behind Olsen with right-handers or right behind Riley with left-handers. The pitch on the way gets away, the ball in the dirt, and Dubon takes off, and he will slide head first. The throw almost got him, but shortstop, McGonigal could not hold on to the ball. It dribbles into center field. Does not get far enough away as the second baseman McKinstry grabs it, and Dubon will stay put. It won't be a stolen base, but it'll be a wild pitch. Runner at second, 1 out. Pitch on the way, swing, bangs that, chops it hard down the first base side, but it's foul. But the reason why I say that is Profar's biggest strength is just getting on base, right? If you're going to have Olsen batting third, which most believe that's where he's going to go back to. Remember, Matt Olsen had 29 home runs last year. 21 of them, nobody was on base. They were solo shots. So if you put Olsen at the 3 spot, the hope would be if he hit just 29 this year, and I would hope that he gets a little closer to where he normally is, the 2-2's chop foul. There's a very good chance if he were to hit 29 home runs this year that 21 would not be solo shots if Profar and Acuna are hitting in front of him. So in all likelihood, one of them are going to get on base. The 2-2, high and out of the zone, 3-2. And I'm all for having Olsen hitting in front of Drake, though I don't think it realistically matters, but because Olsen, you want the opposing team to see Olsen in the first inning. The payoff pitch, swing, chops it over to second. That's going to be an easy 4-3 put out. Dubon will head on down to third base, 2 down. So if you put Olsen at third, and you have Profar at second, Acuna at first in the batting order, and Drake hits cleanup versus righty, or versus lefties, you have Riley and then Drake. To me, that's the perfect setup to just keep that line moving. First pitch on the way is high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup, Olsen. The runner at third. I didn't like Olsen batting second last year. I hated Acuna batting third, so at least they're rectifying that. That's the 1-0. Swing, pops it up. That'll bend out of play. And after, let's say against righties, after you put Baldwin at the 4 spot and Riley at the 5 spot, then you can put Yastrzemski at the 6 spot. Just swing and a miss up top, it's 1-2. When there's a southpaw starting, you're all likelihood not going to start Yastrzemski, so Ozzie Albies would bat there. And then Harris somewhere around the 7th spot, maybe 8th. 1-2, swing! That ball is belted high and deep. Going back on the track. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lamma, ding-dong. A 2-run shot. And holy Toledo, did that ball get out in a hurry. Wow. Matt Olsen. See how far that flew.
Hello from Plank Road Field. Smooth as it gets.
Ice House. Always smooth, never watered down.
We must win today. Losing is not an option.
Now that ball is smoked. Waiting to see if they're going to give us the numbers on that. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss strike. Riley, it's 0-1. They haven't hit us with the number yet. They don't always get them with. My guess is well over 400 feet. That ball was absolutely scalded. More impressively, it had to be well over 110 miles an hour off the bat. That ball was smoked. Pitch is in the dirt, 1-2. If we're in Atlanta, that thing's going over the chop house. One-two count. Check swing miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. But not before your Atlanta Braves and Matt Olson put one on the board.
This is not watered down.
We weren't going to do a lot of their sounds in spring training, but that one definitely
Ice House. Smooth as it gets.
I feel like if God wanted to make me mentally stable, he would have made me mentally stable. But he didn't. So lock your doors.
After that tough 7-game series, Rodman had comments.
Yes.
About Larry Legend. Then they come to you.
Yeah.
And you had comments.
Yeah, so here's the thing, right? Game 7, I think Larry has like a triple-double, he torched Rodman, right? So Rodman's all upset. They get him the mic, and he says what he says, right? And I kind of echo it. Now, here's the beauty of it. Larry, you had my career right in the palm of your hand. Had you handled that press conference different, you could have just but this is what this man said.
If the statements or whatever was said doesn't bother me, I don't think it should bother any of us. But I just feel sorry for Isaiah because, just walking in this room and seeing everybody, it must have touched a lot of people. But if Isaiah tells me that it was a joking matter, I think we should leave it at that.
Come on, we've been in them locker rooms taking tough losses. Competition sometimes brings the best out of you and the worst. Isaiah was a great basketball player. He had a big career ahead of it. But damage his career by saying something I didn't mean.
Do you think I'm elitist?
Of course I do. You needn't worry about that.
No, not in a good way.
Ever since the players had formed their union in 1966, tensions with the owners had steadily escalated. There had been a strike or a lockout every time they had to negotiate a new contract.
Basically what? They're arguing over how to spend our money, right? I'm a baseball fan, I like to see them play ball, but, I have no sympathy for either party. None.
The fact that it shut down and stayed shut down was devastating. I can remember being in New York in the fall and being on a 7 train and going past Shea Stadium. It looked like a graveyard to me. I can remember just thinking they should be playing right now and just being so angry to the point where there were tears in my eyes.
5-1 your score as Joey Wentz fires the first pitch of the inning, misses for a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0. Lefty-lefty matchup. Pitch right there for a strike. It's 1-1. One count. Swing and a miss. McGonigal coming out of his shoes. Curveball up top around his hands on the inner track. 1-2 count to McGonigal. 2, 3, 4 hitters due up in this inning. Braves lead at 5-1. We're in the top of the 6th. The 1-2. Wentz leans in. Caught looking strike 3, but they do want to challenge it. Doesn't look like he's going to get a challenge. I don't recall seeing their challenges before, but for some reason, maybe the system isn't working. It did look high. You don't know McGonigal, he's about the height of Jose Altuve, and that ball's up around his eyeballs. First pitch on the way is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. There have been some changes in the lineup. The Braves are sitting their starters. As the 0-1 misses, one We'll hit that in a second. Real quick on your out-of-town scoreboard. Pirates lead the Red Sox 7-1 in the 5th. Rays 7-0 over the Twins in the 5th. Yankees 7-1 over the Blue Jays in the 5th inning. As the 1-1 right there, first strike, it's 1-2. They're in the 5th inning as well in Marlins Park, and Phillies and Marlins are tied at 1. Orioles and Twins 8-1 Baltimore in the 4th. Is the 1-2 in the dirt. Try to get it with that slider, 2-2. Mets 5, Astros 1 in the 5th. White Sox and Mariners, along with the rest of the 3 o'clock games, are just about to get underway. The 2-2 fouled back out of play. So back to the substitutions. I believe they've all been pulled except for Dubon. Dubon has actually been pulled as well. So here we go. We'll give it to you as the 2-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. Easiest way to do this will be to tell you around the outfield left to right. It's Kiersey, Azakar, and now Carey in the outfield. English is at first. At third, it's Farmer. At second, it's Wisely. And at short, it's Luke Williams. Pitch on the way is swung on and lifted high and deep and foul. As Jones bangs it away, it's 0-1. Here's that the Tigers have all their starters still in, but realize most of their starters didn't play today. The 0-1 count inside of that. Get him? Yep. Joey Wentz hits a batter, and that'll be the 3rd free pass of the outing for Joey Wentz. 1 on and 2 outs. He's going to have to get that under control. Good to see you, JJ. First pitch on the way, lefty-lefty matchup is a fastball on the outer edge to McKinstry. It's 1-0. 1-0. Down and away, ball 2-2. Yeah, when we did the spring training preview, we talked about the Phillies. And it's not the talent that I'm concerned with the Phillies, because their starting rotation is still the best in the division, but it's the overall demeanor of that locker room as the 2-0 pitch swing rolls it over to first. That's going to be a G3 in your scorecard, and that'll end the inning. Tristan English steps on the bag. We'll be back in a flash. Talk about the Phillies in the NL East when we return. Go over those Pacoda rankings another time. 5-1 your score. Braves grab the sticks. Bottom of the 6th we go here in Northport at Cool Today Park.
Hey, so to the guys that go to the gym every day for no reason at all, why?
Dad, teacher said we could be anything we wanted to be.
She wasn't talking to you, son. Go in the backyard and practice digging some holes.
While we all know the Muffin Man from the world-famous nursery rhyme, many don't know that it is based on a harrowing true story. Between 1589 and 1598, a man known as Frederick Thomas Linwood resided on Drury Lane in Victorian London. During his daily deliveries, he would lure children away from their homes by tying none other than, you guessed it, a muffin to a string, making him one of the first documented serial killers in history. As a result of Linwood terrorizing the streets of London, the nursery rhyme we all know today was created as a way to keep kids safe and raise awareness, and now is a prominent nursery rhyme that many don't know the dark origins behind.
Armchair.
Damn it, are you eating my egg?
Well, yeah, I got hungry. We never got our fish and chips.
You that was the only one in the nest.
Nest? What? Where'd you get this egg? And why are you going around stealing eggs from nests and trees?
Well, it wasn't in a tree, it was in a hole.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, it's like a rat's egg or something.
As he approached the record, Ripken quietly waged a solitary campaign to refill half-empty ballparks, one fan at a time.
He truly acted like an adult after the strike and saw what he could bring to the game in 1995, even at an enormous cost to himself. Signing autographs for hours and hours. I remember one night when, we came back up from interviewing and finished our stories. It's midnight now, and you look out and there's still a line going all the way back up into the stands, and Cal is still signing autographs.
Welcome back. Brett Wisely will lead us off. He's in for Ozzie Albies. First pitch on the way is inside. Pitcher for the Detroit Tigers is the southpaw, Drew Summers. It's 1-0. 1-0. Swing, slices it down the left field line. Will it stay in play? It's going to bang foul out near those seats. It kind of jet out near the left field corner. One count. Brett Wisely. Whoa, the ball hits him in the shoulder, and he'll head on down to first. Fastball inside. He could not get out of the way of it. Brett Wisely is a 5'9", 185-pounder from Jacksonville, Florida. Played his college ball at Gulf Coast and was drafted by the Tampa Bay Rays. Is he 20? He'll be 27 in May. Pitch on the way, check swing. Did he go around? He did. It's on one. Wisely, career .214 hitter. It's 0-1, down and away. He did have 6 at-bats with Atlanta last year and 48 with the Giants. The 1-1 pitch up top. Side to him. Not likely to make the roster, opening day roster, but you never know. So I'd like to keep that depth in camp. The 2-1 pitch. Swing, slices it foul. 2-2. Braves are at home again tomorrow, so we should see most of the starters in. I would think that we would get Drake Baldwin in tomorrow. 2-2 count. Misses high. Full count. Standing on deck is Azakar. Pitch on the way. That ball is sliced towards the third base side. Just kind of a defensive swing. Full count once again. Drew Summers on the mound for the Detroit Tigers. He was drafted by the Tampa Bay Rays as well back in 2022 out of Central Arizona JUCO. He's going to flip it over to first real quick to keep Wisely close. Summers 6'3", 250. Out of Hoffman Estates, Illinois. The payoff pitch down and away, ball 4. And he'll head on down to first. And the Braves at first and second, nobody out. 1 hit by pitch, 1 walk. 2 free passes to get us going. Lefty-righty matchup. Azakar, the batter, ball is in, down and in. Did that hit him? Looked like it it got him in the foot. It did. And that is going to load the bases. Ducks will be all over the pond. Summers is going to get a talking to from the skipper. Looks like Jonah Heim is still in the game, so I guess they're going to have him catch a few more innings. Thought he might come out. Got a couple of familiar faces that are well, we'll see what happens here. See if that is Jonah Heim. They're still paying pretty far away. Appears to be him. He's on the right side of the plate now. He is a switch hitting catcher. So it will be Heim staying in. I don't know if he's going to catch after this, or if they'll bring Tromp or Leon. His first pitch on the way is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Luke Williams standing on deck in for Dubon. The bases are loaded. Nobody out. Pitch on the way. Inside, 2-0. Swing! Fouls it out of play over the first base dugout, 2-1. So we should see most of our starters in tomorrow. It'll be interesting to see if that's where we finally see Spencer Strider. They've been talking about him past few days, so we might get him tomorrow. After that, they go on the road to face the Yankees on Thursday. That's not likely there as the 2-1 pitch swing. Lifts it high, deep into center field, fighting the sun out there, making the catch as bad as he'll fire it in the infield, but the Braves will tag up, go 90 feet, and one run across, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 6-1 lead. Cool hand Luke coming to the plate. I wish they'd let him pitch. That's my favorite thing about Luke, watching him throw those ephus pitches. Lefty righty. First pitch, check swing down the first base line. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Summers comes set. Flips it up there, and that ball's lifted. High and deep down the right field line. Is it going to stay in play? It will. The ball is caught, and that'll score another run. So another sac fly. Runner at first will head on down to second, and your Atlanta Braves taking a 7-1 in the beautiful sunshine here in Florida. That ball, tell you what, Luke gave that thing a ride. When it came off the bat, I didn't think it had a chance of getting out. Perez caught that thing at the wall, kind of banged into the gate back there, and then threw it into the gate. Lefty-lefty matchup here. First pitch on the way. Carey in for Acuna. And Carey fouls it straight back. It's 0-1. Owen Carey. He was in single-A minor leagues last year. The 0-1 swing and a miss. Chase went well off the plate. It's 0-2. Batted .258 on that level. 4 home runs in 469 at-bats, so not a lot of pop in the youngster. When you talk about a youngster, I don't think he owns a shaving kit yet. The 0-2. Down and away, 1-2. 1-2 count. They don't have anything on him as far, I mean, like we talked about this earlier with one of the guys. A lot of times the guys have only been in the minor leagues. They don't get a lot of information. 1-2. Caught looking, strike 3. You need to get the memo. When you get up top, baby, you got to swing the bat. Man, he's a carrot top. I mean, a big-time carrot top. He just took off his helmet. We'll be back in a flash. The Braves lead it 7-1. Tigers grab the sticks. We go into inning number 70 on.
My wife asked me if I cleared the dinner table. Got a running start, but I made it.
Y'all, I've come to realize that all I have to do is buy one item of clothing from an online store, and that company will send me 2 emails every single day for the rest of my life.
I am has tweezers in my car years old. I used to drop it low and pick it up slow on purpose, but now it's an accident years old. If you hear about me popping and locking anywhere, that's just my bones with any sudden movement years old. I am at the doctor's office and they give me 38 forms to fill out that say, what's your birthday, what's your birthday, what's your birthday? And then the last one is like, and how old are you? And I write in the little line, I'm off the clock. You do the math, you lazy sons of years old. That's how old I am.
I wouldn't do anything for a Klondike bar, but I would do some sketchy stuff for some coffee.
On October 14th, 1992, the Pittsburgh Pirates were in Atlanta facing the Braves in the 7th and deciding game of the National League Championship Series. With 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th, Pittsburgh led 2-1, but Atlanta had the bases loaded. A pinch hitter, Francisco Cabrera, who had had only 10 at-bats all season, was at the plate.
And now the Braves season hangs in the balance. The 2-1. Line drive and a base hit! Just as the score...
With the tying run in, most assumed that the runner on second, Sid Bream, hobbled by 5 knee operations, would be held at third. But the third base coach sent Bream anyway.
Bream to the plate! And he is safe! Safe at the plate! The Braves go to the World Series!
For the next decade and a half, Atlanta would dominate the National League, returning again and again to the postseason.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. First pitch on the way is swung on and fouled back out of play. This is a treat. Getting to see the young right-hander come in for the Atlanta Braves. A lot of fanfare for this youngster, Owen Murphy. The 0-1 pitch swung on. That ball is sliced down the left field line. It's going to drop, but just fouled the left field line by about 5 feet. It's 0-2. Murphy, last year, through 30 innings, and gave up just 4 earned runs. Is he 0-2? Inside, almost got him in the hands. 1-2. In those 30 innings, he had 34 strikeouts. He's one of the top prospects in the Braves organization. The 1-2, chops it down the line foul. We'll do it again. First time I'm seeing him this year. I believe it's his first appearance. Braves have a few big-name prospects in the pitching department. There's always been that question: do they move them to bring in other talent, whether it's a ready starter now or a bat before they sign some of the guys they have? Is the 1-2 slices foul. Saw J.R. Ritchie the other day. He pitched pretty well. Saw him in person at that game against the Twins. 1-2 count. Murphy, in his career in the minor leagues, top to bottom, 173 innings and a 3.33 ERA. 1-2, swing, slices it back, fouled it again. But that doesn't really give you the whole 9 yards when you realize in 2025 he had a 1.32 ERA, well, 1.19 ERA for both levels. Is the 1-2 in the dirt? Did he go around? He did not. But then the other thing was the year before in 2024 in Rome Plus, 41 innings, a 1.54 ERA. So he has been elite when he's been able to stay healthy, the 2-2. Check swing. Did he go around? Looked like he might have. He did. Strike 3. Sit him down, Joe. My fingers is so. 1 down. Owen Murphy, 6'1", 190-pounder. He is a youngster. As the first pitch up top, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. 0-1. Just 22 years old as the 0-1. Fastball misses off the edge as they lose their coverage again. Hey, we're back, 91 miles an hour, 1-1. So now they've got the radar gun working. 1-1 count. Swing and a miss. Nasty bender up top. 1-2. Owen Murphy's from Chicago, Illinois. The 1-2. Just got a piece of that. 2-2. He was named the Illinois Gatorade Player of the Year in high school in 2022 and went 9-0 with, listen to this, a 0.12 ERA. And I know it's high school, but still dominating. 1-2 outside wide, 2-2. The Braves selected Murphy in the 20th round, or excuse me, the 20th overall selection of the 2022 draft. So he was a first rounder. I remember when he was drafted as the 2-2, fouls it back. People were high on him. He was coming off major injury, which is why he fell to where he did. But you knew when you drafted a guy like that, you wouldn't see him for a few years. Well, here he is, surfacing now as the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Nasty bender off the edge. God dog it. 2 away. This kid's got it, man. He may not be on the fast track to the majors this year, but they've had him projected for a long time for 2027 season. He might sneak his way into the bigs this year. First pitch on the way, swing, pops it up, and that's going to be a soft liner into the glove of the shortstop, Cool Hand Luke, and that'll end the inning. 1, 2, 3. That's how it goes. Murphy, baby. Owen Murphy looking good in the hood. We'll be back in a flash. Get up and stretch, Braves country.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. All right. 1, 2, 3. Me out to the ball. Hey, me out to the top. Find me something up crack the jack.
into the bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch swinging for your Atlanta Braves. That ball was walloped, but hit foul down the line. Righty-righty matchup as Vanasco is in to pitch for the Detroit Tigers. More on him in a second. Gill, they have talked about this kid. We talked about him on Braves Country today. John Gill. He is supposed to be the next big thing. 1-1. High and out of the zone, 2-1. I hope he gets another one to hit. 6'1", 275 pound. They've got him listed at third base, but he's also been talked about at the shortstop position as the 2-1 pitch. High and out of the zone. 3-1. He's at the designated hitter role today. In for Profar. The 3-1 pitch to Gill. Inside ball 4, and he'll head on down to first. That's not nothing as your major league debut. You get yourself a leadoff walk at the bottom of the 7th. This John Gill, like I said, if you go to MLB, they have him listed at third base. But I'm telling you, they talk about him being a shortstop. And this kid could be the answer at shortstop. He is the first pitch swinging. Start the at-bat. Is lifted high and deep into center field. That'll be F8 in your scorecard. Tristan English down on one pitch. One away. John Gill, I'm going to have to look him up off of their site because they have nothing on him. And I'm telling you right now, if there's ever a kid that's should have something on him, it's this John Gill kid. By the way, that pitch that he hit in the first part of the at-bat that went foul, the ball was scorched. Righty-righty matchup is Farmer comes to the plate. Kyle Farmer trying to work his way. He's at third base today, trying to find his way onto the team. The 0-1 in the dirt. Good block. So let's go to his minor league stats. Talking about John Gill standing at first. Last year, I realized this was in limited time, but he had 714 OPS, 7 home runs. The 1-1 pitch, swing, that ball's banged through the infield. That's through for a base hit. And your Atlanta Braves have runners on first and second as we go station to station with one out. Good piece of hitting there by Farmer. Took an outside pitch and just slapped it through the hole as they were playing everybody to pull. And Brett Wisely will come back to the plate. Seven home runs for Gill last year. 54 stolen bases. And this would be in the equivalent of basically 115 games. 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. The OPS is just 714 on that level. But realize the kid is 19 years old. So we're not going to see him this year and probably not next year. But there is an outside chance of the 1-1 swing. That ball's laced down into right field. That's down for a base hit. 1 run will score. It's 8-1 Atlanta. And we'll have runners at 2 runs will score. So an RBI. They had the scoreboard wrong. It's a long RBI single. I thought that's what originally happened, but the way they showed it on the gray screen. So a long single, runners on the corners, 1 out, and it's 8-1 your Atlanta Braves.
You're in Braves country.
First pitch on the way. High and out of the zone, it's 1-0. 1-0. way outside wide 2-0. Brett Wisely at the plate, walked in the 6th, scored a run. Excuse me, Kiersey at the plate, walked in the 6th, scored a run. That's Wisely at first. Pitch on the way out of the zone. 3-0. They have brought Jarvis in to run for Wisely, so he's only going to get basically 2 innings of work here. Standing on deck is Azakar, the 3-0 pitch. Outside wide, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first. Yeah, Pete, I wouldn't take that for the gospel. They're all guessing 100 a year. I seriously doubt that's going to be it. They have yet to actually announce how much it's going to be. There's just not much of a chance that that's going to be the case. Righty-righty matchup. They got their information off this podcast. As the first pitch on the way, dribbled up through the middle. That's going to be a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play. So we'll be back in a flash. We'll talk about that more when we come back. For those who weren't here at the beginning, that kind of explained it all. 8-1 your score. We're heading to the 8th inning here in Braves country.
106 miles to Chicago. Got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
It's happy hour.
When wins become losses
and losses become wins.
You guys going to happy hour? Yeah? Yeah, maybe. I'll come for a couple. Just a couple, though. Not like last time.
When buying a beer, don't make this mistake. Buying only one beer can cause a misalignment in your spine due to the uneven weight distribution. This can cause unnecessary back pain and potential spine issues. To prevent this, carry 2 beers, ensuring your body is balanced and proper health maintained.
Okay.
Get it! Hey!
Now, dinner ready?
Put my pants on, one leg at a time.
Guess what? I got a fever, and the only prescription is no...
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the Intercontinental Radio News.
You're in Braves country.
They're making it laws where you can't drink when you want to. Pretty soon we're going to become this country.
Yeah. For me to work, we gotta understand it. We're on a mission for God.
If you want to stop me, you're gonna have to kill me!
Welcome back. First pitch right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch swung on, lifted into left field. Going to be an easy F9 to get Owen Murphy started back in the 8th inning. 1 away. So they're dangerously low on their expectations of what the cost is. You think you're going to get every Braves game for 7 months for what? Essentially just over $15, $16 a month? I seriously doubt that's going to be the case. Pitch misses high for a ball, it's 1-0. But remember, Sleeper Braves, that's one of those X accounts that isn't really ran by a legitimate site. The guy's using the moniker of Sleeper, of the Sleeper app that that does fantasy baseball and football is the 2-0. Swing, lifts it high and deep into center field. That ball's going to go off the wall, and it's going to be a one-out double for the Tigers. So they got someone lined up here, because I see that guy put stuff up all the time that is questionable at best as far as the information. But I mean, yeah, he's just a fan out there putting stuff out. But what he did is he listened to a podcast this morning that came out that guessed that, and that number is just, it's just like that same podcast was wrong about how this would all go down with the overall Braves vision. Well, they're wildly off on some of the things they talked about this morning. As the first pitch is right there for a strike, it's a home run. They are, so first of all, nobody knows the price. They haven't laid that out. They said it's supposed to be out by March. As the 0-1 swing and a miss, it's 0-2. Whether or not that means it's going to be ready to roll during spring training, or if they're going to roll it out by opening day, who knows? But if you think about how MLB TV is priced, it's going to be in that same area. With the 0-2, caught looking upstairs, strike 3. And it's basically just going to be a way to watch those games. If you're not in the market, so in other words, like Peter talking about it not being in Florida, it doesn't have to be in Florida because you already get them on MLB TV. And you can do just Braves on MLB TV without getting the full 9 yards of all the games. It's the first pitch upstairs for a ball. It's 1-0. Runner at second, 2 outs. The last time I looked into that, I believe it was around $25 a month. And so basically it came out to about $130 a year if you just did the Braves. But if you got every team, it came out to the $150 that they charge. I believe it's still the same way. I could be wrong about that. 2-0 count, so expect the price somewhere in that neighborhood. The 2-0, swing, slices it foul. But the good thing about it for a Braves fan, although it really is, once again, it hasn't changed. You're just changing what application you're going into. It's the same thing as you were paying, maybe a touch higher, it could be a little more expensive, than when you were paying to get, if you're in the Braves market, if you were doing FanDuel or Bally Sports app, whichever one. The 2-1 slices it foul. Out of play. So you're still going to have the people there to complain for the pricing, but it's always been that way. So nothing really changes except for the fact you can go into the MLB app and not be blacked out. Is the 2-2 swing, chops it foul. And that's where this is all going anyways. Major League Baseball, they get out of all of their major contracts in a couple of years, and they want it to where nothing can be blacked out going forward. But if you live in the market, essentially you already had that option. But I'll give you an example where it changes things. So a 2-2 count. Runner at second, 2 outs. Swing, rips it over to third. And that's going to be a 5-3 putout, and that'll end the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. The Braves will grab the sticks, leading 8-1, and we'll finish this talk about the Braves vision, which I'm sure will be a topic of discussion for many a broadcast. We'll be back in a flash.
Can someone explain to me how 2 + 2 and 2 × 2 = 4? Like they both, like what's the point in multiplication if it just means the same thing? Like,
what do you call when you can't drink milk?
Lactose intolerant.
Lactose and what?
Lactose intolerant. That's when you can't drink milk and stuff. That's how you say it.
Hey Braves Country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
I just want to be clear. You're upset because we made friends with your cat?
You're unreasonable people. You're holding our cat. Go in your yard and say, go home. Don't come in our yard anymore.
She will not listen. She's a cat. She doesn't speak English. She's a cat, dude.
Really? Okay. All right. Well, we'll have the police department figure it out.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Great idea.
All right, you cat pervert.
I've done nothing to bring the cat. I've done nothing to bring the...
On September 6, 1995, 5 months after the strike had ended, the Orioles faced the California Angels in Baltimore. Tickets for this game had been sold out for months. After 4.5 innings of play, the game was official. Cal Ripken had played in 2,131 consecutive games.
Welcome back. First pitch swinging and the ball's lifted into left field. F7 in your scorecard, one away. So Peter was talking about how the price really isn't that bad. And it's not, but the point is the price isn't changing than what it's been the last several years, but people don't want to pay an extra application is what they're always complaining about. It's the first pitch on the way is right there for a strike. Is at one point Bally's, FanDuel, it's had a few names, was a part of things like, we'll just say YouTube TV, but you had to have the sports package, and then they would lose their access, and then subscribers would get ticked off because like, I'm paying for this and you don't have it anymore, which is how I was when I first got YouTube TV years ago down here in Florida. Is the 1-1 swing, fouls it back, 1-2. Luke Williams the batter, but now look, they could give you a much cheaper rate the first year, just try to get the wheels going, who knows. But when it's all said and done, I think eventually what you're going to be asking for, somewhere between 20 and 25 a month, is the 1-2. Misses high, 2-2. And they may do a deal where they give you a cheaper rate per month if you buy the whole year, right? Because they know they have down months where they have nothing to put on the app. Is the 2-2 outside wide, full count. But they are talking about that it could be included in certain cable systems, cable packages. But in all likelihood, those cable packages are going to charge you extra, kind of like they do when you add any kind of a sports pack or something. The payoff pitch, swing, lifts it high into right field. F9 your scorecard, 2 down. Fear not, we'll still be here no matter what, but I'll give you an example why. So living in Florida, we get blacked out from the Marlins and Rays games. So I can't turn on, now during spring training it's different, but I can't turn on the Marlins and Rays during the regular season. And to get that, I don't know what it's like this year, I haven't looked into it. To get that in the past, you would have to get a FanDuel, as there's going to be a pitch clock violation on Waits, the right-hander, so it would be 1-0. So to get that, I would have to pay, I think what they had was like $20 a month for like the Rays as the check swing foul down the line. So like the Rays and it was a weird mix. They give you like the Tampa Bay Rays and then one of their basketball and one of their NHL teams, right? Because there's 6 teams down here in Florida. The pitch is foul back out of play. Righty-lefty matchup. They've got Luke Williams listed, but that is not Luke Williams at the plate. Pitch on the way. Right there for a strike. I think that might be Tolby. They're challenging it. It did hit the strike zone, so he's going to be rang up. So they gave him the ball, and instead it's going to be strike 3, and he'll head back to the bench. We'll stay right here with you during the break, or I'm never going to get this through. But anyways, if I am sitting here with the wanting to watch the Rays and the Marlins, the only way for me to do it legitimately is to go through the FanDuel app in years past. I don't know what they're doing now. But if you didn't have that and you had the MLB package and you got every team in the country or whatever, you still wouldn't get that. Which means if I'm wanting to watch the Braves because they're playing the Rays or the Marlins, I can't see them even though I'm paying to watch the Braves because they're playing the Rays or Marlins, if that makes sense. That does change this year. So if you're sitting in Georgia, right down the road from Truist Park, if that's where you call home, you will now be able to do the package through the MLB TV. No longer blackout. So that's the biggest thing that changes. But it's not like all of a sudden it's going to be rabbit ears or like the way TBS was, where it's just included in a package. Because anybody that does that always has to pay some kind of an upgrade. And wondering, so kind of like the Yes Network, it's essentially what the Braves are doing is the Yes Network, which has been around for years for the Yankees. And it shows here, because I just looked it up, I was curious. The Yes Network is a direct-to-customer streaming. It is now on the Gotham Sports app. And it is now $19.99 a month. It used to be $24.99 a month, because I think that's because they lost some contracts. We start the top of the ninth inning, and the left-hander for the Atlanta Braves coming in. Waiting for some kind of an announcement. It looks like it's Kerr. It looks like it's our old buddy Kerr. Remember, he got hurt. Ray Kerr. That is Ray Kerr. Had a haircut. 1-1 count, swing. That ball's belted down the left field line. The wind's probably going to knock it down. If not, that ball's gone. But it'll get caught at the warning track. That is a stiff wind knocking the balls down today. One away. Where he's coming off an injury. Lefty-righty matchup, pitch outside the zone. Just want to know. So it says here that Gotham Sports app, if you just get the Yes Network, just get the Yankees. So essentially you go into their app and you pick packages, you can get the Yankees for $20 a month, essentially what they're saying. That's probably about where the Braves would be at. That would be my guess. Maybe a touch cheaper, but that's essentially. But what it does for Braves fans, the big picture, they're going to have a lot more money to spend. The 2-0, down and in 3-0. We have been talking about this for years if you followed Braves Country Radio. But as soon as we get out of that terrible media contract, there's going to be some revenue coming in. And you saw that this morning when they announced that they were doing 3-0, right there, first strike, 3-1. When they announced that the Atlanta Braves were coming out with their new TV, right after that, they extended Chris Sale to $27 million this year, or next year, excuse me, and $30 million in 2028. It's a 3-1 foul back, 3-2. Which means previously, other than Josh Donaldson in 2023, they had never gone above 22 a year. They instantly jumped 5 for next year, and 8 is the 3-2 inside. Going to get this a challenge called here. So if that makes sense, the reason why the Braves were able to extend Sale is because they know they're going to have more money coming in. They're not getting handicapped. And I've been saying this for years. When that happens, and it's finally happening, you may not see it immediate this year, but in the years coming, the Braves are going to be in that top 3, top 4 every year being able to spend because of the devoted fan base that we have across Braves country. It's been miraculous what they've done with what they've had over the years. Pitch on the way from Kerr is swung on and lifted, and that's going to be F9 your scorecard. They did overturn that call for a strikeout, and that's going to end the inning. That's going to end the game. Braves win. Braves win. Your Atlanta Braves win.
You're in Braves country.
Whiskey
You're in
for
Braves
my
country.
man. Beer for my horses. Game ball. Obviously, when the guys don't play very long, it's kind of hard to give one. Well, let's give it to Matt Olson. Matt Olson.
You're in Braves country.
Solo shot that I still haven't seen a number on that. That thing cleared 400 feet with ease. And he went 2 for 3, 2 RBIs, scored 2 runs. He's batting 600 in the spring. So we'll give him the game ball. Not to be laughed at either. Raylo went 2 innings, no runs. He did give up a walk and 2 strikeouts and 1 hit. Grant Holmes the same, a walk and 2 strikeouts. Joey Wentz was a little shaky with his 2 walks and a hit by pitch. He did have 3 strikeouts and gave up a run. And I was impressed by Owen Murphy. Owen Murphy, they're showing him. It's funny. Like, for some reason, the people doing the box scores had no idea that Ray Kerr is not Owen Murphy. If you put them next to each other, you'd understand why it's funny. But Owen Murphy went 2 innings, not 3 as you would see on your box score. And he 4 strikeouts. So pretty good outing by the youngster there. We'll see you tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel, 12:45, Braves versus the Pirates. We'll see Marcell Ozuna tomorrow. Y'all have a great one.